Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Okay. All right. So yesterday we left out from here pre-startup implementation, assembling of necessary inputs. Okay, so once the entrepreneur has formulated business plan, he makes contacts with related parties and collects the necessary resources to launch the enterprise. This step is an important landmark. It is concerned with pre-startup activities. At this stage, entrepreneur has to choose partners, collaborators, collect the required finances and acquire land and building, plant and machinery, furniture and fixtures, patents, employees, etc. Okay, decision has to be made about the size, location, layout, etc. of the enterprise. So, under pre-startup implementation, first of all, the entrepreneur, once he or she has prepared the business plan, has to collect the required inputs. The required inputs involving all of these things. Okay, what all? The partners, collaborators, finances, land and building, plant and machinery. All these things have to be collaborated or collected in order to use up with the business. Okay, then the form of ownership has to be selected. What form of ownership will be used by the entrepreneur? What will be the whether it will be a partnership, whether it will be a sole proprietorship, that has to be selected. It comprises of a set of well-timed activities that have to be accomplished according to business plan. The firm, according to Shobin, the firm is launched by assembling and organizing the physical facilities, developing operations and production processes, advertising its products and initiating a sales promotion campaign, recruiting labor and accumulating inventories. So here all these things we are talking about assembling the necessary inputs. Moving on to whom to contact and contract. It is clear that entrepreneur often needs information and guidance, particularly in initial stages, on product potential, material, policies, facilities, procedures, personnel, finance, production processes, technology, legal aspects, various formalities, etc. To collect information, seek guidance and to make contracts, entrepreneurs can get the help of the required agencies. Okay, so what all agencies can be contacted, that we will discuss in detail in the, I think, in the 4th unit. But here we can you just need to know that there are a lot of business department, a lot of departments, a lot of organizations that have been set up in order to help other entrepreneurs to survive and to become entrepreneurs. Okay, to get the required help that they need. The biggest example or the closest example we can see is the DIC, the District Industry Center, which is established all over the country. In every district we have one in Jabalpur as well. Okay, then there is the MSME, micro, small and medium enterprises organization or department that helps such organizations to survive. Okay, so there are a lot of government departments that have been set up in order to help them survive. Many institutions offer a package of professional and consultancy services to promote ventures and industrial growth. Entrepreneurship development programs of 6 week duration are designed by various institutes to impart required information. If the business is in manufacturing, the pre-startup stages is much more complex. So basically, even a lot of colleges like bigger institutes like IIMs and IITs also offer such kind of help services or consultancy services, small term courses where entrepreneurs can join and learn how to survive in the business environment. Moving on to establishing the enterprise and startup stage. It is the initial period of business. The startup stage is the initial stage of business. For companies with products or services, this stage is the first foray into revenue generating activity. Hall further explains that the startup stage has no definite time frame. And there is no and there is no model to describe what a business does during this stage. However, there are two benchmark considerations. First, entrepreneurs want to meet operating objectives such as satisfying revenue and cost targets, and second, they want to position the venture for long-term growth. Okay, so what are the objectives? We will discuss in a little bit detail here. Okay. So, startup operating objectives. What are they? The venture must achieve the following startup operating objectives: to make a profit, to attain monthly sales volume as projected in the plan, to achieve projected sales mix of product and services, to achieve cash flow within budget, to meet targets above variable cost, to realize the incremental growth. Incremental growth means the growth that is related to the progress of the organization. To maintain balance of growth, to solidify a long-term position in appropriate markets, and to identify market strategy for niches or opportunities in new products. So niches are basically markets that are very specified. Okay, there are products, some of the products that are being produced in the industries are catered to a very small set of specific customers, but they are important. So niche marketing is also important, niche production is also important. For example, we can consider let's say diapers, old age diapers for senior citizens. That is a niche market. Okay, only a specific set of people require this product, but there is a demand for this product in the market. Okay, so I'm not explaining all these points because I think they are quite self-explanatory and very simple. Okay, then next, moving on to establishing the enterprise and pre-startup stage. Second point is positioning the enterprise. Here, two considerations are important. First, the venture must survive in the short run, and second, the venture must be positioned to achieve long-term objectives. For a survival viewpoint, the startup is a crucial period when adjustments are made. Entrepreneurs must make quick adjustments to survive from long-term perspectives. The business concept must coincide with realistic prospects for growth. This means that being enterprise must be positioned to take advantage of the growing market. So what exactly we mean by this is that positioning of the enterprise is also important, not just setting up the enterprise and starting production, but we need to position the product. Now positioning the product means putting or displaying or launching the product in the right or between the right kind of customers. Okay, the people who are potential customers should know about my product and should be aware of what are the specifications, what is the competitive advantage that I have over the other competitors in the same industry. Okay, so positioning is also very important. So these are the all the steps of establishing or promoting a venture. Next, under this comes the opportunity analysis. Okay, so next topic is opportunity analysis or analysis of entrepreneurial opportunities. An entrepreneur has to perform two important roles in relation to promote venture. These are as follows. First is opportunity seeker. So opportunity seeker means an entrepreneur has the unique ability to spot the problem, to find. Okay, so the two roles that has to be played is, first is opportunity seeker and the second one is a creative user. Okay, both these roles have to be played by the same entrepreneur. Now we'll discuss what they mean. An entrepreneur has the unique ability to spot the problem, to find a business opportunity. Bolton and Thompson Wright said that entrepreneur habitually creates and innovates to build something of recognized value. Voice is breaking because there is no network here in college today. The LAN is not working and I'm using my mobile hotspot to connect to the PC for this call. So maybe because of that there is this problem. I'll reconnect the audio. Maybe that will help. Okay. Is my voice clear now? Is it better? Entrepreneur habitually creates and innovates to build something of recognized value around perceived opportunities. Problems pose a challenge to entrepreneurs and in solving them they find opportunities. A problem.
मैम
Yes.
मैम अभी भी वॉइस ब्रेक हो रही है आपकी.
अरे, अब क्या करें? One second. बाकी सबको भी आवाज़ नहीं आ रही है? To accept the particular project for making the investment decision. Okay, so rate of return is the motivating factor, the rate of return or the profit that it will earn for the entrepreneur. These two basic roles of an entrepreneur are depicted in the following figure. So what is the, first of all, when we talk about the opportunity seeker, we have to see this diagram. As an opportunity seeker, how does the entrepreneur function as an entrepreneur, as an opportunity seeker? So the entrepreneur possesses vision and perception. Based on the vision and perception, he or she judges or identifies the needs and problems of the society and provides creative solutions for them. Okay, so based on vision and perception, we can say innovative vision and perception, needs and problems are identified in the society or the environment, and creative solutions are provided for them. This gives rise to entrepreneurial opportunities. Okay, now this is the diagram that explains the two roles that are played by the entrepreneur. Okay, first of all, there is an idea. Based on the vision and perception of the entrepreneur seeks the opportunity. Okay, acts as the opportunity seeker to identify the opportunity. After the opportunity has been identified, he or she gives creative and innovative solutions in the form of profitable venture. So he acts as the creative user for the opportunity. Okay, and based on the opportunity seeker and creative user, the venture is developed. Okay, I hope everybody understood this. Is it clear to everyone? Yes or no? Okay, good. Alright, so next we will start with the opportunity. What is opportunity? How do we define it? All these things, okay? So we'll stop here, okay? And we'll continue tomorrow.